You brought up the band. I was not going to bring this up, but have you heard the mix of Justin Bieber and
Psychosocial Baby? That is fucking hilarious, dude.
It's great.
I was sitting in my kitchen, and my manager sent it to me, and me and my wife and a bunch of friends, we just clicked on it, and we were like,
I did my time, and I went out, so abusive, it doesn't touch. The soul is not so vibrant. The reckoning, the sickening, back at chicks a virgin, pseudo-sacrosanct perversion.
What the fuck am I seeing? It was genius.
It was fucking great.
To me, it almost had that kind of Shreds feel to it. Those Shreds videos, which I love. I love it when anybody takes the piss out of me, because you take yourself too seriously. That's when you get knocked down a few notches. So I thought it was great. I was just like, this is fucking beautiful, and the way it was put together, man. I mean, it was so pulled apart and put back together, and I was like, this is awesome. So many kids are pissed off about it that it makes me laugh. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
We do a morning show and we play it all the time. I mean, people are like, Jesus Christ, this is just amazing.
Yeah, right?
People hate it, though.
Yeah. Oh, you either get it or you don't.
Exactly.
And that's that thing. There's that line. It's like so many people take it way too seriously. It's like, God, wear a helmet.
Here's the deal. I mean, we talk about Justin Bieber all the time on the show. I mean, we're a rock show, and look, and we'll bang with the best of them, but we'll also, do all sorts of genres of music. I mean, we play. I mean,
you got to recognize what's going on in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Crazy.
But the thing that really bothers me about so many people who talk shit about Justin Bieber, and I'm not saying I'm a fan, but the kid's got talent. He's got more talent than a lot of the bands that are signed out there right
without
now.
a doubt.
And you may hear the auto-tuning in his voice, but he doesn't need it. Right. He can dance, he can play, he can sing. Like, I mean, whatever. I don't care. I mean, my son and my niece may love him to death, but at the end of the day, it's like, who am I to question their taste?
Right. And why as a grown adult do you wish ill will on a 16-year-old boy? I mean,
now, if you want to talk about Rebecca Black,
it's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
That's a whole nother.
Friday.
If I hear that song again, I will probably beat the shit out of a nun.
We're doing Pirate Friday just for the hell of it.
God. That song is so bad. I mean, it's incredible. Like, it's insultingly bad.
You know what? It's so bad. In fact, I took the kids out because I said, "What do you want to do this weekend?" They said, "Dad, let's go bowling." And I'm not a bowler, but I said, "Okay, you guys want to bowl?" I went bowling. They're listening to XM radio at the bowling alley, and that actually came over XM radio in the mix. Rebecca Black Friday. I said, music has got so homogenous for the masses. It's
like,
sickening.
And the lyrics are something out of Sesame Street, like C is for cookie, back seat, front seat. Are you kidding me?
Martha.
Get the fuck out of my face with that
100
shit.
million hits on
I know.
But that just goes to show, I mean, her father paid the 20 grand
to
have that done for her. So
yeah.
Are any of your progeny, are they musically inclined?
They all are, but they're all way too out of their minds for me to fucking sit them down with it. My son is very much a singer, and he hasn't had one drop of coaching or anything like that. He's got my ear, and he's starting to get that vibrato in his voice.
Right.
He's 8,
Right.
Awesome. I mean, and it's wicked to watch him dance around, and he's learning all of the music from Guitar Hero and stuff. So he's learning good hard rock and whatever. I sat and watched him sing the wrong lyrics to Blitzkrieg Bop, and I was so proud, man. I was like, yes!
You gotta see, my 4-year-old, we had him on the air singing Bieber today, but he'll sit in the truck and go, "Together forever."
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, dude, and he knows the words to Nightmare. I mean, he's just
a lot of Queen songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Queen,
nice. Very cool.
Dude.
Very cool.
Speaking of Queen, I mean, what's one of the bands from back in the day? Excuse me for saying back. that really you can really relate to. I mean, for some of me, I mean, there's a lot of ones, you know, Queen and Crosby, Stills, Nash, certain albums and things like that. But there's always one that just kind of stands out that
Probably.
inspires you.
I mean, if you're going, if it's like my mom's generation versus my generation, like, you know, I've always said there are kind of like 4 tiers
Right.
to developing your musical taste. And the first 2 are hearing it just around the house and whatnot and picking it up and kind of becoming fans like that. And then the last 2 are when you start to kind of break out onto your own and discover your own music. And that's from like a real music fan. You
Okay,
know?
the first tier.
The first tier, honestly, I mean, I you know, when I was younger, my grandmother really got me into country, basically. I mean, I grew up listening to everything from Johnny Cash to the Statler Brothers to Elvis, which
Right.
probably is a much bigger influence on me than I even realized, just for the fact that my grandmother had so many Elvis 8-tracks that it was unbelievable. I mean, she still has stacks of them. And then obviously, you know, listen to my mom's stuff. My mom, you know, probably when I was about 10 or something like that, my mom was very much into like Motown and disco. So I kind of picked up those hooks from listening to that, and she had an extensive
Favorite
45
disco
collection.
tune?
Mine? Oh, That's the Way I Like It. I mean, come on, you know. I mean, it doesn't get much more white bread funk than Casey and the Sunshine Band, which, whatever, man. That to me, that's all junk food music. And
I was
that's
a
awesome.
more. How do you like it? Because I was a dirty,
Right?
perverted
Yeah.
kid. Like, oh, this is about porno. Let's go.
All right, well, I'm backing it. But then there's the last 2, which are not quite your peers, but like babysitters, friends,
Right,
stuff
right,
like that.
right.
And that's when I picked up on hard rock, punk rock, listening to like Motley Crue, the Buzzcocks, Sex Pistols, stuff like that. And then the last tier was like finding my own music, which was very much 80s thrash metal. And so really the band...
So 80s thrash metal. What are you talking like Anthrax, Man of War?
Oh yeah, Big Four.
Yeah.
No, not
Saxon?
Man of War.
Yeah,
Not Man of War.
That's more of the
No.
old.
Um,
He's not a Man of War fan.
the Big Four, definitely. You know, and
Raven.
Raven, more on the more like DRI,
Okay.
Suicidal Tendencies.
Sure. Put a bullet in my head,
Death
can't kill a
Angel.
word
Yeah,
I said.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we kind of grew up like these crazy skate punks, so that's where my allegiance kind of fell. You know, Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, Megadeth, Testament, DRI, you know, stuff like that. Like that's where really when I started to kind of come into my own. And the great thing about it was amazingly heavy and yet still very melodic, you know. And I think that's something that's kind of lost on the heavy metal generation that's going on right now. You know, I mean,
Or it's just that.
yeah, I mean it's, and I kind of hate myself for encouraging that. I mean, obviously
It's
I
all
was
part of it,
kind of a cog in that wheel.
Right, but it's all
But
part of it.
yeah, I mean, exactly. But at the same time, I've always tried to throw a hook in there. I've always tried to make sure that there was something you could grasp
Yeah.
onto.
Well, that was the thing. It was like in between the was always a melody.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, even if it wasn't a melody, there was something. There was a hook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was something you could catch, and I think that's because I have always considered myself a songwriter. You know, first,
Right.
and a singer second. You know, so I guess that's just the way I look at
Well,
it.
you do a great job as a singer too, Corey. So,
You know, I have my moments.
dude,
you
we
know?
appreciate you taking time, and we don't want to take too much of your night out.
No, it's all good.
Spider-Man tattoo. Dude.
Oh yeah.
It's a shame. You know, we'll see you at 7:00 over here with our crew and everything. But
Yeah.
we got great barbecue over at.
Oh, killer,
our little
killer.
place.
Hey, real quick,
You want us to bring us a plate over? We'll bring you.
I might.
This dude's awesome. He's awesome.
you mentioned babysitters.
Yeah.
Were you a latchkey kid?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, my mom, if she wasn't working, she was gone. You know, I mean, it was one of those things. So I would come home, kind of get inside my apartment, and this was right. And this is the first couple of years of MTV. So I kind of grew up. You're really kind of stimulated visually by that. You know, I'd get done watching, you know, the G.I. Joe cartoons and He-Man and whatnot, and I'd immediately flip it to MTV. You know, and that's where I saw Motley Crue looks to kill. It's where I saw, you know, the Greg Kinn band, you know, Our Love's in Jeopardy, which was like, holy shit, there's zombies. This is awesome, you know? So I kind of grew up with that, you know, with that stimuli. And ironically now, you know, you have to get on YouTube to see fucking videos anymore.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is. I don't know how they can call it MTV. To me, it's almost a travesty.
It is.
You know, it's like rename the fucking channel.
Right. Dude, we'll get out of your hair.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for your
much,
time.
dude.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, guys.